In planning your estate, it is customary to consider wills and trusts as a means of property distribution. As a matter of fact, the manner in which you hold title to your assets may supersede provisions contained in other transfer documents. Likewise, significant tax benefits can be gained or lost depending on the characterization of your property. Let's take a look at general classifications of ownership. Sole ownership occurs when someone owns a complete ownership in property. Ownership is passed by the typical transfer documents or by the laws of intestate succession. The complete interest is included in the estate of the decedent. Because of this, the beneficiary receives a full step up in basis. This, in essence, brings the basis up to the fair market value at death, thereby eliminating a capital gain if the property is sold immediately or immediately after death. Joint tenancy exists when two or more persons share equal, undivided interest in property. Joint tenancy is not limited to spouses. Anyone can share joint interests, but there are tax benefits when this arrangement is shared only between husband and wife, which is known as a qualified joint tenancy. A joint property interest cannot be passed through traditional documents such as a trust or a will. Ownership of a joint property interest passes by operation of law to the surviving joint owner. Further, property held in joint tenancy will not be subject to probate. Under qualified joint tenancy, half of the property is included in the first decedent's estate. Because of this, the surviving spouse obtains a stepped-up basis only on the first decedent's half of the property. Another form of joint ownership is tenancy by the entirety. It is similar to joint tenancy, but it can only be created between a husband and a wife. Florida is one of 14 states that allows variation of tenancy by the entirety. Unlike a joint tenancy, an interest cannot be transferred without the consent of the spouse. Similar to a joint tenancy with rights of survivorship, the property or account titled this way automatically passes to their surviving spouse outside of probate. The difference between the two is that there are some asset protection benefits of a tenancy by the entirety that can possibly protect the account against the creditors of a single spouse. Another form of property ownership is tenancy in common. Tenancy in common provides an undivided interest in property between two or more people. Unlike other forms of joint ownership, however, these interests can be owned in different percentages. A tenant in common can utilize the traditional transfer documents, such as a will or trust, but interests cannot be passed by operation of law. Looking at how your assets are titled is just as important as the manner in which they are invested. Contact us for a free consultation so that we can review your entire financial situation and help you make the best decision for you and your family.